Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special bonus episode of Birds vs. Boys here on Black Friday. We hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. The Dallas Cowboys played a football game yesterday against the Washington Commanders, and now we are here to talk about the Eagles and the Bills on Sunday. Aidan, are you excited?
I'm very excited. We talked about this on our previous show. This is the best week of football
Mhm.
all year, whether it's college, high schools even do their rivalry games this week, Turkey Bowl stuff, your backyard football game for everyone past their prime who's still got a little competitive fire and juice. They're all there.
You just reminded me. And spoiler alert, we're recording this before Thanksgiving. I just remembered. You just reminded me. My new neighborhood, and this is my first Thanksgiving here. They told me on Thanksgiving in our big field that we have here, there's a morning football game with all like the dads and shit that live in the
Let's
neighborhood.
you got to put on.
I totally forgot.
I know it's Thanksgiving. I'm sending Vince out with a camera crew so we
I
can get
totally
highlights of you
forgot.
playing.
Oh, this is not
That's gonna
good
be
because I
awesome.
felt a pop in my knee today at the gym when I was squatting, warming up.
Same.
Yeah, I walked away. I never did that before. I was like, okay, nope, not a day to squat. I did other leg things, but oh, all right, I got to get an ice pack on. I got to start stretching.
Massage gun it up. We got to
Yep.
be ready for Thursday. Got to be ready for Thursday.
I got this like little knot thingy. I got all the tools. Okay.
Please subscribe to our YouTube.
Yep. All right. Sorry about that.
That's
Eagles.
that's
Eagles.
amazing.
Bills.
That goes to my point. This is the best football week of the year. Whether
Totally.
it's your backyard football game, a college rivalry game, high school rivalry game, or the NFL. And we had the Eagles are in a good spot, 9-1 going into this game. Big game against the Bills, who I think the record doesn't speak for themselves. I think
Mhm.
that they are still a really good team. They're definitely a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of team, but I don't think any less of them, and I think it'll be a really good game. So this is fun. And after that Chiefs game, I'm ready to roll again.
Over under 2 interceptions. No, better. Who has more turnovers, Jalen Hurts or
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
That was one of the points that I was going to have is the Eagles could really capitalize on that. Against good teams, Josh Allen just can't have that like WTF moment where he throws it in triple coverage or he spins around and tries to underhand a ball, or in the playoff game where he tried to lateral it. Like he just can't have two or three of those plays against the Eagles and against good teams, but I think he might. And I think that would be detrimental to this team.
My prediction is that Reed Blankenship's going to get him. I
I
don't
can
know
see
why.
that. I can honestly see that though. He's very instinctual. I think he reads quarterbacks well, and I think a part of Josh Allen's problem is kind of like not thinking through things, letting it rip, and Reed Blankenship kind of takes advantage of that with a high football IQ. It's been a while since he's got one too. He had a few, and then he was hurt, so that kind of plays why. And then also, I think that they could get some pressure on him. We'll get into all that. I will say, when I looked at the schedule and just did like May predictions, I had this as a win through and through. Just where it was in the schedule, when it was, with it being at home. And I'll tell you what, you know this about me, and our group gets on me about this all the time. My brain gets stuck on like past references. And
Mm-hmm.
once they're in my brain, they're there and they're stuck. How many times will I quote the same Office episodes, the same song lyrics? Like there's
Mm-hmm.
just certain things that are stuck in my brain. But some of the things that are stuck in my brain is the Eagles' past performances against the Bills, and they have had success against the Bills. They beat them in 2019. They beat them in 2015. They've beaten them a lot recently, and it's just stuck in my brain now. And I'm just thinking scheduled win, and I can't get it out of my brain.
Now, did you have this as a scheduled win also because you had the Chiefs game as a loss and you thought
Yes.
they would bounce back at home?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
See?
I
I
didn't
know,
think
I
they'd
know
lose
the brain.
back-to-back games, and I thought they would lose to the Chiefs.
Mhm. Okay, just
That is,
checking.
see, yeah, there's just some things that is exactly how it played out in my mind and my thought process back in Memorial Day. You are 100% correct. But I'm still a little confident. Although now I'm like a little worried because I was like, I didn't think the Bills would be freaking 6-5 or 5-5 going into this game and looking on the outside of the playoffs, looking in to the Steelers.
Yeah, this is a I don't want to say it's a must win for the Bills, but it's pretty damn close to that.
It's getting close to that time, and I'm really glad that they just manhandled the Jets like that because I think if they lose to the Jets, this becomes like if you lose to the Eagles, your season's over. You
Yes.
know, and you're playing a team that burns the boats. So I don't think there's as much there. And it's AFC versus NFC, so the games matter. I don't want to say this at all. Like statistically speaking, matter slightly less in terms of tiebreakers, right? So it wouldn't be the end of their season if they lost this game. It would have been if they lost that Jets game.
Yes. Yep.
So,
But it's one of those turnaround your season games, right? You're going
mhm.
against the top team in not only the NFC but in the league, only one loss to that Jets team. You win this game and all of a sudden the swagger comes back. The media comes back talking about you. Is all of that starts to come back to you
That's
if
the
you win this game.
concern. Yeah, that's the concern in the back of my brain, to be honest with you. And just looking at their schedule here, like they still have to play the Eagles, they have to play the Chiefs, they have to play the Cowboys. They'll beat the Chargers by 3 because everybody does. They have the Dolphins at the end of the year. So I do think it's like you said, it's like this is the game that gets you back on track. Like it gets people paying attention to you. But I'll tell you what, it's just like I don't know. The games that they lose, it's not like they're losing big games and it's like, oh, they're just missing that statement win. Like they lost to the Jets to start the season. They turned the ball over 4 times. They lost to the Jaguars, same kind of thing. They lost to the Patriots at New England, same thing. And they lost to the Bengals on Sunday night. It's just like the losses that they have are just like they can't get out of their own way type of losses. So it's one thing where I'd be like, they gotta win against this really good team to prove they can beat good teams. It's like you guys just have to be more consistent.
And the other thing about this game on a non X's and O's portion that I'm going to bring in is this game is in Philadelphia
Yeah.
on Sunday of Thanksgiving. The entire city is going to be coming off a 4 or 5 day bender. It's the end of this holiday weekend, and they have the vibes of just beating the Chiefs in Kansas City, and now they get to come home and just unload on the Buffalo Bills. I think that place is going to be absolutely drunken and rocking.
I know about 6 tailgates next Sunday.
Mhm,
That is not being facetious or exaggerating. I
mhm,
genuinely know 6 tailgates that are going down.
mhm.
It's gonna be one of those days. 425 game too on a Sunday. Love that when it's at home because it gives you a little extra
And it's one
tailgate
of those
time.
games like the Bills don't always come to town, right? And they're a good
Mhm.
team, so people want to go to this game.
Definitely want to go to this game. And if Bills fans, it is the only situation in the world where opposing fans are welcome.
Yes.
There is a mutual respect for the insanity of our two fan bases. We
Mhm.
watch them go through those tables and cover themselves in mustard for no reason every tailgate. And it's like, all right, you're just as insane as I am. We're going to be friends.
Yep.
On our last show, we talked about the Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill and Wolf
Yep.
of Wall Street and how they were
Yep.
just like mentally, we're two fucked up guys. They became best friends. That's the Bills and the
That's
Eagles fan base is like mentally. I don't know if we're all put together. They were the nicest people in the world, by the way, when I went up there.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. People in Buffalo are extremely nice.
Mhm.
They just love their football team. So, and it's not like the Cowboys fans rolling in there. So,
Different.
or 49ers.
49ers these days. I saw a Cowboys fan. He actually didn't get it that bad at the tailgate that I was at. The Bills are the one where that you would be welcomed into the tailgate. Like you wouldn't be booed or turned away. They
Oh
would
no.
welcome you into the tailgate. So it has that vibe of it's like it's a holiday, it's a home game, it's a 9-1 team. Everyone's really excited, riding high. I think it'll be loud. I think it'll be a
Hmm.
great game and 425 prime time under the lights. I think it's a locked in team. Oh, Kelly Green jersey. So it kind of reminds me of that Dolphins game where it's just like we keep bringing up vibes this week, and it just feels like a good vibes game for the Eagles, and a week where they're probably going to be mentally locked in. I mentioned this on my recap of the Chiefs game. Could be an emotional hangover after that game. I know a thing or two about hangovers. Uh, this one is big, but I think that they're going to be focused.
And the only other thing too that, and I think they will be focused. I think
Mhm.
Sirianni has this team focused week to week. The
Yeah.
only other thing that I guess could be a fear is like you said, that the Bills are down a bit. Kind of, I don't want to say overlooking them, but looking ahead a little bit to the 49ers. That could be your only fear.
Yeah, yeah, I
But I
could
don't
see
think so.
that. From a mental standpoint with the game, and we'll transition here into the X's and O's of sorts. But I think in sports, when you play a team who's super athletic, s- fast, really intense with everything they do, like the Chiefs defense, when you play the next person, you're like, whoa, everything's just slowed down.
Yep.
Like when you're getting pressed nonstop, like the Eagles where they were getting blitzed nonstop in a driving rain and wind in the cold. And all of a sudden it's like, and the Bills do have a good defense, but after that, you're like, whoa, I can breathe. Like we
Yeah.
can run our offense.
Yeah. And we're home.
We're home. We've got Kelly Green on that gives us a +1 boost of speed.
Yep.
I think it almost settles you mentally.
I think AJ Brown's gonna have 200 yards in this game.
He might have 566. Again, with the I saw that some like the New York Post wrote about how he's yelling at Jalen Hurts. Guys, got come to Kevin's Thanksgiving Turkey Day game. You're gonna see more yelling at his family friendly Thanksgiving morning Turkey Day football extravaganza than you will with that AJ Brown thing on the sideline.
Yep.
I guarantee it.
And I mean, also, have we never watched football before
Yeah.
or wide receivers before?
Yes, I think this all the time. And again, it's AJ Brown is the meme where it's like, "Why are you booing me? I'm right." Like he was right. He beat his guy, went deep, and it would have been a touchdown. And it
Yeah.
hurts underthrew it, thinking he was running the hitch. He was right.
Yeah. And there is arguments in relationships. Like my wife
Yeah.
yells at me daily. That's what happens. Okay. Usually I'm not right. Usually she is. But it happens. And then you kiss and make up, and then he throws him the ball again, except for this last game because it was just one catch. But
Mhm.
I there's nothing to be. It's just it's so overplayed. It's so overbearing. It's just
Not an issue. Yeah.
yeah,
And I do think they've gone to different formations to make up for the Dallas Goddard thing. Grant Calcaterra looks like he has an ankle injury now too, so it's going to be a lot of 4 wide using DeAndre Swift as a wide receiver. I think it'll be a lot of emphasizing getting AJ Brown the ball,
yep,
and uh, I'm interested to see the ways in which they do it. They only really took like one deep shot. And honestly, he probably should have had a touchdown in that Chiefs game. He just misread it. And if he kept running, he
oh
went to like
yes,
high
yep,
point the ball. And
yep,
if he just kept running underneath it, he would have scored a touchdown. So
yep,
the shots are there. I'm sure they'll take them, but I'm interested in the other ways that they get him the ball. I think the disruption and chaos that the Chiefs blitzes caused factored in AJ not getting the ball.
yes, yep, and the driving rain and the
Hmm.
wind and the sound. And watching that game, my wife's like, "Wow, they're really loud. Like, I can't even hear the announcers." I was like, "Would you like me to tell them to shut up?" Like, yeah, it's the Arrowhead.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a tweet that compared the Eagles this year to the 11-0 Steelers in 2020. I'm like, oh, are we forgetting a little something in that year that happened? It was the Steelers were playing JV teams on a Tuesday in front of 52 fans, so
L-
it's a little bit different.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, but they played well in that environment and now come back home to Lincoln Financial Field for another Kelly Green game. And it just feels like again, I love the usage of Devontae Smith. They had him over the middle. I love that when they missed him the first time, went right back to him. I like that a lot. And that should go same kind of mindset with AJ Brown. If it's not there, it will be there again. And they ran some schemes like Brian Johnson's getting killed, but there were some things in the second half they did that I really liked where they had that one play where
the
they
wide receiver screens back to back.
yes, yes. This might not be the week to be like, no, go back to it, try it again after that. Because what are we doing? Ugh. when we had BLG on, he brought this up, and it's like it's not necessarily the plays; it's also the personnel. It's like,
Yes.
okay, you tried to run the wide receiver screen to Devontae Smith, it didn't work then. Why do you think then it would work for Julio Jones and Olamide Zaccheaus? Like, let's just think things through in what we're doing. All right.
Mhm. That's where they need to give Jalen Hurts like the for him to just be like, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Which
Did you?
kind of Dak Prescott has begun to do with Mike McCarthy. We've seen.
Yeah. Did you see that Jalen Hurts audibled into that Devontae deep shot to the 1 yard line?
Oh, did he
That was
really?
not that was not the original play call. Jalen audibled into that.
I mean, every star quarterback should run the offense. I don't know.
Yeah. But I am like the, I do agree with you. They have a good feel of the game if they're a good quarterback. How often is Jalen audibling into this QB draw that may kill
Mm.
him?
Yeah,
Because they
that's
keep going. It feels like they're just going to that every single time something goes wrong. It's like, all right, well, we'll bail it out with his legs,
yep.
and it's 3rd and 8. Like and everyone sees it coming now. When they scored a touchdown on it, that was the perfect setup for it because they had gone the 35-year run to DeAndre Swift, which is a really creative play where they almost got him on like the wing T type of
Yep.
formation, and he was coming started in the slot and handed him the ball, and then after that, Devontae Smith starts in the backfield. He gets the ball out in the flat. It's 2nd and 5, and then you go to the QB draw. It feels like they are going to that as a break glass in case of emergency, bail us out. Like that's what everyone's going to do in your Thanksgiving football game.
Mhm.
Oh, we need a score. Let me use my legs. I'm going to turn back the clocks. The Eagles
I'm
don't
going.
have to
I'm
do
going
that.
deep once, and then I'm getting the oxygen.
Exactly. Yeah. So the utilization of the QB draw is what concerns me, but I think they had it figured out. They did some creative things in the second half. Let's carry that over into the Bills game and see what we can do from there.
I just see this game kind of being almost sort of like the last Kelly Green game against
I
Miami,
do.
where they're
I do
just going
too.
to be in control most of the game. They're gonna they're gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna get a turnover or two from Josh Allen. We know that, and they win the game something like 33-16.
23-20. you know, and
Yep.
Reddick gets a sack at the end. Who I'm calling out would be my X factor this week. On the Bills' offensive line has not been great. Deion Dawkins is good. Shout out Temple. You already know he's good. The opposite side of that line, very, shaky. That's Reddick's side. He could tee off. The Bills, we talked about this before. The Eagles want to get you in 3rd and 12 and then bring 4 with Sweat and Reddick and Carter and just get after you. And that turns into sacks. It turns into fumbles. It turns into interceptions. The running game for the Bills has struggled, and it feels like it's struggled for them my entire life.
Yep.
Since Marshawn Lynch was traded from the Bills to the Seahawks, I feel like they've been struggling in the run game. If that happens again on Sunday, all of a sudden you've got Hassan Reddick teeing off on you on 3rd and 12, and it's Josh Allen pirouetting, throwing off his back foot into Reed Blankenship's hands.
Yep. I will say the one thing that the Chiefs defense, we always say, do teams find the blueprint? Like remember a couple of years ago with Dak and that shell coverage, the high
Mhm.
safeties, like the Denver Broncos found the blueprint to beat
That, that was the NFL version of an escape room.
literally.
They locked every quarterback in there and gave them a few hints on how to figure it out.
Oh God. But I think the Chiefs kind of open the door a little bit on how to go after this Eagles offense, and I'm interested to see if the Bills kind of try and do the same thing where they attacked the Eagles offense on
Mhm.
first and second down. They
They
weren't
did.
allowing them to be in those certain shorts. I mean, I was like, I haven't seen the tush push all night until like the end of the game. I felt like so attacking the Eagles offense, having them in second and long, third and long all night, that takes them out of their rhythm and what they like to do. So I think that's how teams are going to start to try and play the Eagles. Now, not every defense has the ability to do what the Chiefs are doing, but some of these teams that the Eagles are going to be playing in the next couple weeks, I think the Bills have the ability to do it. The 49ers have the ability to do it. And I think the Cowboys, if they change their thought process, they have the ability to do it too. So I think I'm very interested to see how these next few teams attack the offense of the Eagles.
I think when the Eagles were in shotgun on 3rd and 1 and didn't do the tush push, I could have thrown my television from here in Manayunk to South Philly and Xfinity Live. I could not believe the stupidity behind that.
Mhm.
You are right though, in terms of like I thought pre-snap the Chiefs did such a good job
Mhm.
of confusing the Eagles, not showing where they're going to bring pressure, what edge were they going to bring pressure with, moving Chris Jones around. I thought they did a phenomenal job with that. But you're right. A lot of that is okay. You're on the road. It's loud. Like you're at a silent count where Cam Jurgens has to turn around, look at Hurts.
Yep.
Okay, we're good. All right, tap Kelsey, snap the ball. A little bit different at home. A little bit easier to communicate and pick up blitzes when you're not having a crowd. You just talked about the crowd being loud there at Arrowhead, and it was. It's a little bit easier to communicate then, so it's not easily replicated. And also, that's just like a really, really good defense. And
Absolutely.
Sean McDermott, like great defensive mind, so we'll see if they're. I'm sure they're going to try to replicate some of those things. The Eagles adjusted well in the second half to that too. That the screen game was there and was effective to DeAndre Swift, and I feel like that was the counter to the pressure. So we'll see. I think they bounced back from well. You're right. I think that's what the Bills were going to try. We'll see how that goes at Lincoln Financial Field instead of like a hostile Arrowhead.
Back-to-back game against former Eagles coaches. How about
Oh
that?
yeah,
Revenge tour.
yeah. Andy Reid, Sean McDermott.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I think
I
the
was
Eagles win. I think they go to 10-1, and then it sets up probably close to as big of views 49ers Eagles.
that's just gonna be hostile.
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs game was fun. I was just like excited for everything that was going into the game, and it's a rematch of the Super Bowl. How rare is that?
Mhm.
Like I respect Mahomes as you should. Travis Kelsey, awesome. I just thought that's an all around just fantastic moment. Taylor Swift, I wish she was there. Like all of it. I was just like in it for the spectacle. I obviously wanted to win. The 49ers is not like this at all.
It's gonna
There
be
is a
hate.
vitriol I have for this team and
Yeah.
their fan base that doesn't match anything else I feel right now. And you may feel it because you keep running to them as well.
Mhm.
We might have to be birds versus Bills or birds versus boys versus Niners.
Niners. Yeah.
It's gotten to that point. So yeah,
Their
it's gonna be a lot different.
their fans like to cry. They like to. They're just yeah. I mean, that Ufunga um,
Injury.
injury is going to hurt them big time.
I think so too. Yeah, that is big. But they had started to get healthier, and you saw like with Debo back and with Trent Williams back what that offense
Yep.
really is, and it's Brock Purdy with 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives. So they are in a good spot. But I am I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm way
Exactly. I was
more
going to say,
focused on this Bills game.
just like we told the team not to do, we can't
Now
look
we're looking
forward
at the
past the Bills.
49ers. But yeah, I'm honestly like not focused on that 49ers game at all. I'm excited for this Bills game.
Yep.
Like I told you before, I was up watching the Eagles replay at 1 a.m. I get me to Sunday so I can watch the Eagles Bills game. I'm excited for it.
Amen. And also, before we get out of here, whoever sent me this sweatshirt, if you were watching or you're a fan, I don't know how, but thank you. It's probably the most comfortable sweatshirt I have now, and I still don't know who or how I got it.
Why can't an Eagles person do that for me?
Don't know. Let's see the Nike. Yes, I'm playing with a pop toy.
I have a new shirt. My friend runs a coffee company, and this is and I got this one for free, and it fits great. So
Nothing better than free.
I
Free
was gonna
99,
say
baby.
this is phenomenal, and it fits good. Hold on, this is for YouTube. The back is awesome
Beans. Oh, I love it.
because it's
Love it.
a coffee company. So it's El Padre. It's good.
And as we are recording this right now, Eastern Michigan is beating Buffalo 24-8. So not good vibes happening in Buffalo right now.
Oh, I hope it's 24-8 against another Buffalo team this weekend.
Amen. All right, my friend. You got anything else, or should we head into Buffalo?
Let's head into Buffalo. What a week. Enjoy every football game. Enjoy the family time. Don't get hurt in the Turkey Bowl game. No injury. I've been saying this since the week after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Eagles, just don't get hurt.
Yep.
if you're playing in a Thanksgiving game, don't get hurt.
I can't afford it. Can't afford to get hurt. So
Literally, financially, we cannot afford to get hurt.
yeah, I will never financially recover from this. That would be me. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Sunday football because it's quickly coming to a close. The other night, my wife was like, "Why can't you just go to sleep like a normal person?" And I said, "Do you want my PowerPoint presentation on how little time we get to spend with football and how that window is closing very quickly? How it is where we are in the season already blows my mind." The playoffs will be here before we know it. College football is basically over. So enjoy every second of the football that we have. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us, thank you very much. Follow us everywhere we are on social media, TikTok, Twitter, or X, Instagram. We're everywhere, Birds vs. Boys Pod. And anywhere you listen to your podcast, we are there as well for your full episodes. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the football. We will be back next week. Boom.
Nice.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things. I got 2 phones. Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That is
the team you promised me you were going to be this year! This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.